Alright, y'all. So the most 80s thing to ever happen to me happened to me today. I just watched The Monster Squad. If I were to give you the quickest summary of what The Monster Squad is about, if you can imagine all of those spin-off shows that wanted to copy the Ninja Turtles, well, those shows, like, they tried to copy the formula, all those little cartoon shows. This movie is like if they tried to copy the Goonies and any other 80s child nostalgia film like it. Except if the writer was like, nah, that's not how kids act, and then they put how kids actually act in that movie. Because this is the closest to how, like, teenage boys will act. They're freaking crazy, they make everything a big deal, they call each other horrible names, they kind of treat each other like garbage as well. And on top of that, they believe in ridiculous things like Dracula, Frankenstein, all that stuff. There's a lot to unpack with this whole movie, so I'm going to try and describe this as best as you can. The main monsters, Dracula, Frankenstein, Mummy, a werewolf, Swamp Thing, all get together. They are here after a 100-year curse to destroy this amulet that, if they destroy, will tip the balances of good and evil towards the favor of evil. And 100 years ago, Van Helsing, all you gotta do is turn this amulet on by having a virgin read this thing, and everyone gets sucked into a vortex, all the forces of evil and stuff. Except for when Van Helsing did it, all the good people got sucked in, and no bad people got sucked into the vortex. So it's 100 years later, this kid has found Van Helsing's diary, and he's like, oh my god, it's tomorrow! And he has a group of friends that are called the Monster Squad. Or, well, he names it the Monster Squad later. Anyways, let's just call them the Monster Squad now. And they all are obsessed with how to kill monsters and blah, 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 blah. So they decide to take it upon themselves to kill Dracula and all his monster friends by inciting this amulet and... oh god. oh my god. So you have your atypical main kid, and then you have his best friend who is just like the main kid, and then you have the fat kid, to whom they call the fat kid the entire movie. They just keep calling him hey fat kid, hey fat kid. He has a name, his name is Horace, and they keep calling him fat kid the entire movie. Even his friends, his little dickhead friends, stop calling your friend fat kid. These are your friends, they shouldn't be calling you fat kid, why are you hanging out with these kids? There's also this little boy in the movie that gets introduced that doesn't really make any sense. He's just like way younger than the rest of them, and he's just there, and he wasn't introduced like the other kids. This is a bit of a messy film. It's pretty messy. And then Frankenstein, of course, he gets sent by Dracula to go after the children, except you find out that Frankenstein is basically Sloth. He's Sloth, guys. He's Sloth from the Goonies. It's a Goonies ripoff. So Frankenstein, he's a good guy, and he tries to help out the kids. This movie's a mess! My favorite ripoff thing is at the end of the movie, they have this rap. That's just the plot. This guy just basically rapped the plot, and that's all he did. And it's like, we're Ghostbusters! We're the Ninja Turtles! Go Ninja! Go Ninja go! Except for he just they hired, I don't know, someone's cousin Ernie to just write the plot into a rap. It's so bad. It's so bad. So things I really like about this movie, there's a dad in this who is a cop. The dad and the son relationship is really cool and really well put together. However, they also introduced that the dad and the mom are trying to do marriage counseling. They're always fighting and shit. And then as soon as Dracula kind of shows up into the dad and the mom's perspective, all that goes away. Nobody cares that the parents are fighting. There's no resolution there. It's not like the parents are like, hey, I love you. Let's just stay together because Dracula and shit happened. No. No. Okay, despite the weird introduction of the new kid, the school cool kid or whatever, I love, he's a badass. So, I mean, and he's the only one who could feasibly actually want to take on monsters. So there's a great scene in there where, vampire chicks show up and they're like, where are you going, Rudy? And he's like, I'm in the goddamn club, aren't I? Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. They all get their victory moments. Horace has the best victory moment. Okay, so these bullies, they They're assholes. I don't like in the movie how they call him faggot like 7 million times. I'm not a big fan of that. However, he gets a great moment with those bullies where they're like, hey, fat kid, that was awesome. And he's holding a shotgun. He turns around and goes, my name is Horace. That was some good shit. The sister has some really funny shit because, so they need a virgin. So they go to the sister because they're like, oh, she's a virgin probably. It's a great scene. The only reason for that best friend to be there is because his sister is the hot chick next door, and he has to have that moment where he asks her, like, are you a virgin? And it's hilarious. Rudy's there. Oh man, it is so funny. It is so goddamn funny. And then later on, she like reads the whole spell, nothing happens. Because she's not a virgin. She's like, there was that one time with Steve, but it didn't count. Stereotypes and shit, man. Yep, that whole movie, that's what they should really call it. Stereotypes and Shit Squad. So I'm going to talk about possibly remaking this movie, and I just want to break down a few thoughts on what they should do if they remake this movie. Number one, we should really fix up the Horace character a little bit. Yes, please make him a Goonie stereotype, but maybe not have his friends call him Fat Kid all the time, because to make that end payoff, it was great that the bullies called him Fat Kid, and they don't have to call him Faggot either. That would be nice. They could just call him Fat Kid, and they're mean bullies. And at the end, he still has that moment where he's like, my name is Horace. It could still be badass. His friends don't need to call him Fat Kid the whole damn movie. I say cut out the best friend. He really had no point. He only had like one moment where he took out the mummy, but you don't even really get to see it that well, and you don't get his victory moment. By what I mean by victory moment is like, you get to see the kid's face after they take it out, and you get to see how they react to their victory. Like some kids are like, oh my gosh. And some kids are like, my name is Horace! That kid he really doesn't have a point other than having his sister. So I think there's a better way to kind of fit it in. Also, the little boy, if he's gonna be in the movie, how about introduce him? I don't know. Like, it was weird that little boy was there. He made no sense other than to be like, oh my god, there's a little boy that could get killed any second. Make it as 80s as possible. I say keep that rap. That rap in the end was fantastic. Just don't have Fall Out Boy rewrite it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Just keep it. It's fantastic the way it is. Understand that it's still campy and cheesy and crappy. I really liked a lot of this movie. There were small nitpicks I did not like about this movie. I don't think the sister virgin thing plays out in today's time anymore. I think that's more of an offensive stereotype and it wouldn't go over well. How about just the fact that all those kids are virgins? Doesn't have to be a girl. I don't know why they were obsessed with it being a girl. That was the thing. I mean, they brought in a girl virgin at the beginning of the movie, then they said, in the diary, we need a virgin. Not a female virgin, a virgin. So then they go to the sister, and then they go to the main character's little sister, who's clearly a virgin but can't read. So the German guy, the German guy. I didn't even tell you guys about the German guy. There's a German guy in this, who's all like, oh my god, I thought maybe that's Van Helsing, or like a son of Van Helsing. And there's a great moment at the end where they're like, he's like, you guys, I can tell you think I'm a monster. I'm not. And they said, well, you're really cool. And I feel like you know something about monsters. He's like, I do. They clipped his arm as he closes the door, and he's got numbers on his arm. He was a Holocaust victim. A lot of opportunity to do something with that. Nothing. Not a damn thing. But you do find out that creepy German guy is really a sweetheart. He gets a pie and Pepsi. That guy's a damn sweetheart. And then the sister calls him, or someone calls him at the end of the movie. He shows up to help. I thought for sure. So the dad has a best friend cop who's just sassing him the whole time. Eats it hard. I thought German guy was gonna die. I totally thought, nope. German guy lived to the end. Thank God. But still, like, you get to learn a great lesson about how much of a sweetheart the German guy is. All in all, this is a really fun movie if you're looking for something a little Halloweeny. This is a fantastic movie to watch. It's fucking weird. It's so weird, but it's so funny and it's so good. And I think it's slightly self-aware, but not enough for the 80s. If they were to remake this movie, I think they need to make sure that it's completely 100% self-aware because it's so dumb. It's so dumb. But it's fun. It's exactly what you want out of these movies. And you get to see, like, all of the monsters meet up. And you get to see, like, cool shit happen. Only thing is, like, with a perspective of monsters today, that shit would go down way different. Wolfman would be murdering people left and right. Swamp Man, I feel like, would have a little more to do. Can we all just admit, like, yeah, mummies can be cool. Like, you know, we have the mummy, like, different iterations and shit, but, mummies are useless, man. Whenever it comes down to Dracula, werewolf, all that stuff, that's why in Van Helsing, like, you got Dracula, werewolf, Frankenstein, no mummy. No mummy, because they're useless. They're kind of like, ooh, I put a curse on you, and then they slowly walk. That's the other thing about this movie, one of my gripes. Everything moves at a crawl's pace at these people. Best monster stall takedown moment. The kids go, kick him in the nards! Kick him in the nards! They walk up, they kick Wolfman right in the nuts. This is an 80s movie of what kids would actually do. That would be their defense mechanism. Kick him in the nuts! So if you got Hulu, you got some free time. It's an hour and a half long. It's a fast movie. If you don't mind, like, a little bit of scary, like werewolves, you know, and that whatnot, check it out. It's not really that gory. There is one part with the werewolf that's kind of gory. It's kind of like, whoa. But it's not really that scary. It's a PG-13 movie. Highly recommend checking it out if you got some free time. It's on Hulu. Oh my God, what happened to my face? Okay. It's on Hulu. Check it out. It's an